When you talk about that physical development, of hitting or pitching, right? There's so much in college baseball. Well, maybe we spend a little too much time on first and thirds and bunt Ds and stuff like that, and don't spend as much time with kind of a pro model of developing skills. I thought you did a pretty good job of that. Tell me kind of that hitting philosophy of doing that.
Well, it develops and it morphs, right? I probably wasn't the hitting coach, in 2000 that I was in, 1990 when I started. Early on, I was, kind of that ball of fire, had a little bit of knowledge, and I was willing to tell everybody everything I knew. And then I figured out that everyone doesn't need to know everything I know, right? I don't have to prove myself that way. And then it became from, I really felt making the strides from trying to be a hitting instructor to really learning how to train guys how to hit, right? So I would rely more on the drill and their progress and how they developed, challenging them a little bit, right? There's a place and there's a time and a place for tee and toss, but I probably rely a little bit more on challenging drills that try to break you down some. I think one of the most valuable lessons I learned in coaching was that you've got to spend some time working at your physical and your technical edge. Like, you can't just continually work at a pace where you can perfectly execute the move over and over and over again. I want to challenge you. I want to get you on the edge where you are going to break down physically, where you are going to break down technically, and let's live at that space for a while and see if we can improve there. So I really started to focus on how do I train people to hit versus instruct them to hit, right? And that means developing maybe a sequence of drills or just a way of, for instance, I believe in working at velocity, right? So I want to work at velocity, whether it's at a short distance or with the machine throwing a little bit firm and finding that edge where it becomes a little bit uncomfortable. And then let's stay there for a while and see if we can find improvement over time, whether it's 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, right? And then we can really measure when things have gotten easier that there's been improvement there. I believe that the tee is a great tool, but it'd be hard for me to say that if you hit a ball off a tee better 4 weeks from now that you're better equipped to face UCLA or Arizona State.
Definitely. We used to joke because we'd be like, all right, we got Mariano Rivera in the right cage, Randy Johnson here, and then Nolan Ryan's in the short cage. And, obviously it frustrated us at times, and that was the point. Like, hey, we've got to figure it out because that's what's going to be out there. So if you can't do it in here, how do you expect to do it out there?
Well, I had a coach who described what I do, and he says, he would say, hey, we got edge work today, right? And he called it edge work, that we're going to work on the edge. It's going to be uncomfortable. We're going to work on the edge of what breaks us down mechanically and what breaks us down technically, and we're going to see if we can eventually find comfort at those same speeds, and hopefully making the task easier or really testing whether you're equipped when you're threatened a little bit to perform the actions you're intending to perform.